welcome to Chris Cook for You Too. Today we're going to be making walnut sandy cookies, and that's a delicious treat. Here are the ingredients you're going to need. You're going to need all-purpose flour, confectionery sugar, regular granulated sugar. You're going to need walnut or pecans, whichever one of the nuts you prefer, baking soda, cream of tartar, vanilla extract. You're going to need some cooking oil. I'm using vegetable cooking oil. You can use canola if you prefer. You're going to need some salt, some softened butter, and you're going to need some eggs. That's room temperature eggs. So we're going to go on over to the mixer and get started. When you get your walnuts or your pecans, you're going to need them to be crushed. I didn't have that, so I ended up crushing myself. And these were really started out to be pecan sandies, but I like walnuts better, so I tried it with walnuts. And I am so glad I did because the cookies were fantastic. I mean, they were truly, truly good. Now we're at the blender, so we're going to go ahead and mix in our softened butter. Now, when you're mixing in the softened butter or when you're mixing in any ingredients, you want to keep that mixer on low or you want to keep it on medium. And the reason for that is because when you get ready to add the more powdery ingredients, you don't want them to fly all over every place, and that will happen if you don't have a shield. So to the butter, we first added the granulated sugar, and we just poured all of that right in. But now, as you can see, we are taking a little bit more time to put in the confectionery sugar. Why is that? Because you're going to get the same effects that you get with flour, and it could just splatter all over everywhere. So if you're not comfortable with the medium speed of your mixer, just turn it down to low in order to get all of the ingredients into the mixture. Next, we're going to go ahead and add in our vegetable oil. As I stated, you can use canola if you want. Now, this is where it looks like you're starting out to bake a cake, but it's going to change in the texture as we add more and more ingredients. Now, when you're adding that vegetable oil, you want to make certain that you constantly scrape down and scrape underneath your mixer. Why is that? Because a lot of times when you're adding liquid ingredients to dry ingredients, it will stick up underneath the bottom of your mixer, or it will stick to the side. So you want to make certain that you continue to scrape it down, so that way you don't have some of your ingredients that come out and it looks like they have not been mixed. So you're going to see her scrape, maybe 5-6 times during the process of putting this cookie together. But it's all for the benefit of the cookie. And I think that if you do it, and as a matter of fact, I know, as I always state, if you do what you see me do, then you're going to get the same results that I get. And that goes with anybody that's behind showing you how to put together one of my recipes. Now, as we mix this and we blend this together, the next ingredient that we're going to add to this is going to be the eggs, and they're room temperature eggs. But make certain that at this point that you are preheating your oven to 325 degrees. These cookies are going to cook for 10 to 12 minutes. And what you want to make certain that you keep an eye on them. Now, the cookies won't change it to a darkened, toned or tint looking cookie. They'll still look like they need some more baking, but the cookies will be done. And when you allow them to sit for a few minutes and the crunch actually attaches itself to the nuts that you put in, whether it be walnuts or it be pecans, this is a delicious cookie. I'm telling you, the first batch that I made, me and my family, we shared it. But I'm embarrassed to say the second batch, I ate the whole batch. I didn't eat them in one setting, but I was very non-sharing. I selfish with them because I ate all of those cookies. Those cookies were so good, and I think it's gonna be a pleasant delight when you get ready to put them on your sweet table if you do a sweet table for Christmas or for New Year's. And I always have it on mine because I truly enjoy having sweets, especially at Christmas time for the family. Now, as she add those eggs, she's adding the eggs one at a time. And again, I tell you that your ingredients will be listed in the description box. So we're just showing you how to really put it together. We're not just showing you what ingredients to actually use. Once you put in your eggs, you're going to go ahead and you're going to put in your vanilla extract. Now, you're going to go ahead and mix that for a little while, and then you're going to stop it. You're going to scrape it down, scrape it up underneath, and make certain that everything is incorporating. The ingredients are doing good as far as not having any lumps or anything like that. Now, next, she's going to add that flour, but to the flour, she's going to add the salt. She's going to add the baking soda, and she's going to add the cream of tartar. Now, what she's going to do here is to give it a stir. She's stirring that so every one of the ingredients that she's added will have equilibrium inside of that all-purpose flour. And if I didn't tell you, I'm using all-purpose flour. And you do that by making sure that you incorporate all of that together well, because you don't want it to be salty on one side or baking soda or baking powdery on the other side, and then the ingredients not give you the true good taste of the cookie that it should. So once she mixes that well together, she's going to scrape it down. Then she's going to make certain that all of the ingredients at the bottom are actually caught up in the mixture, and it's not just hanging out down there. Then she's going to put in that flour mixture. Now, right here is where it changes from looking like the actual cake, like you're starting out a cake, and it starts to look like a cookie. Remember, keep your mixer on low or keep it on medium. You don't have to put it on high, and you're already preheating your oven. This is going to make roughly about 3, maybe 4 batches. I think so. I got maybe about 35, 40 cookies out of this one batch mixture that we're making. But I'm telling you, all of those cookies disappeared. Every last one of them did. And with the first batch, I gave up the first batch, but the rest I just ate because these cookies were so good. Now, when you start to put in that flour, you're going to put that flour in a little at a time. And as you can see, the mixer is low. She may increase the speed of it just a little bit, but she's not going to take it to high, because high would just cause your ingredients just to fly all over everywhere if you don't have a shield. This is a real easy cookie to make, but this is a delicious cookie. I'm telling you, this will go into your recipe repertoire, and you will be using it again and again, not only for, the children in your family, the adults will love it as well. Now, as you can see, everything is blending up quite well. And we're going to show you after she I'm using walnuts in this, but you can use pecans if you want to. She's getting ready to add the walnuts, and I just chopped mine up myself. I didn't buy it all the way chopped up, and you do save a few pennies when you chop it yourself, but I don't think it's enough to really not just look for the crushed nuts. So when she puts that in, now you can see it starts to look like an actual cookie. Now, we're not going to show you how to lay all of these out on the baking sheet. We have a small melon scoop, And when she scooped one out, she's going to take that and roll that in some granulated sugar. Don't worry about that granulated sugar. It's not going to caramelize. It's not going to be in the oven long enough. But it adds a good taste to the cookie. I mean, a very good taste. And when you mix that sugar topping with the crunch of the cookie, along with the crunch of the nuts that you put in it, that makes that cookie fantastic. And ice cream or milk would go well. So you're going to put these on a baking sheet, and she's going to do one more cookie. And then you're going to spread it out, as you can see, and they're going to bake up in that oven only 10 to 12 minutes. All you do is roll it in your hand like she is. You coat it with some granulated sugar and you put it down. Now, the end result after 10, 12 minutes, of course, you're going to allow them to cool before you eat them, because warm, they taste kind of like cake. But when they cool, they taste just like they should, which is a sandy type cookie. This is the end result. This is what you're looking for. Have they darkened in the tone or the color? No, they haven't. But those are an excellent cookie, and I highly recommend it. Anytime I eat a whole batch, they got to be good. I think this is a good additive for your table. Thank you for watching Chris Cook for you too. Happy holidays. There goes your pecan or walnut Sandies cookie. Bye.